town hall actually got on foot. I had leadership all the time, and I'm really enjoying it. Yes, where are you from? What part of you from?
You're from Tomball, Texas?
Yes, sir.
Do you know Thomas Turner? So if you don't.
I know the eighth or.
And you know what? Every single time I've asked somebody if they know Thomas Turner, they say that. That's popular.
That's where to go to. I went to Concordia.
Do you know Jacob Shopping?
Yeah.
Wait, is Concordia like a small school?
Is Concordia a tiny school?
Maybe.
Is Concordia small?
About 5.
Never mind. It's like a small private school
Camera.
near Tom.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh no.
You know how to do that?
I mean, I don't even private schools near me, so
There's 20.
maybe. One of my friends went to like a really small school and it sounded like but hi. Martha, do you want to tell them where to sit whenever you share?
I have a stage chart.
Perfect. You're just gonna sit in on some meeting. We're gonna give you a seat and then you can sit wherever. Yeah.
I wonder, you know what I have? Hold on.
It's a no, it's okay.
I can change it, turn it off, I'll
Martha.
Yes?
What's his name? The guy. Jace.
There we go.
Chase,
Jace.
yes, yeah, Dr.
Hello.
Platt.
This looks more like what I remember seeing.
I don't like that TV.
I think it'll prop a little bit.
I think we're doing, when we take the same started.
Oh, okay. I don't know, I saw.
New seating started.
Oh, wait, do you not know how to use the screen?
I don't think that moves.
It's here.
I'm very experienced in this area.
Like, I think everybody, yeah.
I think that's serious.
Okay, so it'll be that, right?
That's good.
First one to two.
Natalie.
I don't know, we don't.
Go to seat. You don't have to be so sorry, you know, it's not gonna have this, I didn't want to join that. So, that worked. There's. Oh, no, there you go.
I need mine, and
Right now. Let's see if it's working.
Where was that?
Maybe start.
The presentation.
Like, kind of better.
Hey,
I saw.
Natalie.
I think crashed on, you don't know. That deal was pretty. That's what,
And they're adding, we'll speak about one thing. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
Are they not?
They're organized by caucus.
Oh.
So if you see the people in your caucus, you're near that name.
Just switch it up. Yeah, by caucus and.
I don't think that would help.
That's fine. I would never help, but I like. So it's like the last semester. I'm not that psyched pretty much.
Oh, can I get my book?
Don't move on. Don't baby everyone drinks. No, honestly, hey, Jeremiah.
Oh,
Can you do me a favor? That corner of the table, can you move better? Yeah, this the logo was like this. It's first game or down, yeah. That was like this one. Yeah, the yeah. This side. Oh, and then you know what? I see. It's not bad. Yeah. It's still like leave all over here. Like look back here, it's still.
I was gonna grade.
I think it's still, there we go, and then we need to go to the right. I'm trying to center it here. And then, because he moved it up.
No, well, that was huge.
Just a little bit. If we told, I do not know how to get there. He's on. I don't think it's moving at all. There we go, okay.
Is it the seating chart?
How are you? Martha, how are
Sorry,
you?
guys, hold on. a second.
He's here on, yeah. No.
Purple dot.
Very busy. you have a good summer?
And then
Yes, you were in Italy, you just said brother.
yeah, and then I was working.
What were you doing? We did, we don't. Like a well, company or
No,
what?
I was just-
We don't normally do conversations, we didn't. Oh, you were meeting.
That was.
This one's. You have to go out. I haven't yet, no, I saw that it was moved. I didn't, did they move from the top to the class council sticker too? I put a class council sticker above the door a long time ago. How are you? I mean, I went to Italy, good. Sorry. I went to Columbus, it was really good. Yes, I abroad, and then came back and then I did. I did 207 like because I did typically so did that and then yeah. I'm glad to be back. Oil and gas. I'm back. Yeah, it's cool. I had an interview with operator Friday. We already had our. We already had. Yeah, I didn't interview Friday. Thankfully, it was really great. Really good. Really good experience. Especially if they do my back for the second year. Sometimes the problem is that all my UCC stuff, and I'm just walking around things for the rest of my major coursework. So it's like I missed an effort that 2 years of night. It's fine. It's only an extra week. It's not the end. It's not the end. Yeah. So many people do and I might be able to catch up. Like, oh, I'm right there. Oh, okay. Good. I know. I gotta figure it out.
Mirror. Yeah, yeah. So I do right here, right?
You're not being on most of them. You have a lot this week. Our class president starts like. Yeah. 7:15. Yeah, I know. For a 2-week period, 7:15. For 15, yeah. It's busy. Yeah. I was running the show. I was just in back. Hey, so wait, I saw you on. Should I shoot you? It's a change from my.
Yeah, I'm just glad. Yeah, I'm glad everybody else. I hate you too.
How's it going? We're back.
Oh, yeah.
We're back. Shoot. I think I'm done.
All I know is.
So, all of our. So.
I'm so tired. Now that you see nothing, it's like we guys, you know, we call it girls over here, it's just like we guys.
No, I'm super.
No, that's it.
I'm almost like. I'm going. Yeah.
Will y'all start finding your seats, please?
Lori. Everybody start sitting down, we're gonna start in 1 minute. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to Senate. So glad that y'all are here. We're excited to start the hearing. We've got a lot going on today. So as always, we're gonna have to move efficiently tonight. But a few reminders. During the meeting, if you are not logged into our Senate Flare, please, I give you text Martha ASAP so that we can go ahead and get that started. That is the way that we're communicating. You've probably seen it in all of my emails, but that's how we're communicating. So please get that done. Also, please sign into the SGA Flare. That's where you're gonna get all of the information about SGA, and also in that, or have set that into the Flare. Okay, we're gonna now move into a period of opening roll call led by Pro Tem Tucker. All right. President Mallory. Chief Justice Rayfield. Speaker Casino. Howdy. Tucker. Chair Horton.
Howdy.
Chair Wright. Chair Kim.
Howdy.
Chair Williams.
Howdy.
Chair Sue.
Howdy.
Chair Patel.
Howdy.
Chair Hurd. Senator Fawn. Howdy. Senator Montefiore. Senator Owen. Senator Allen. Howdy. Senator Jackson. Senator Royal. Senator Adway. Howdy. Senator Dealey.
Here.
Senator Richards.
Here.
Senator Schmidt. Senator Williams. Austin Williams.
Here.
Senator Yost.
Howdy.
Senator Collins.
Howdy.
Senator Chesler. Senator Babonko. Senator Lampmans. Howdy. Senator Smith.
Howdy.
Senator Westlake. Senator Ben Williams.
Howdy.
Senator Collinsworth. Senator Long.
Howdy.
Senator Alvarez. Howdy. Senator Burnside. Howdy. Senator Hughes. Howdy. Senator Watson. Howdy. Senator Willis. Senator Von Wilberfeld.
Howdy.
Senator Adamek.
Howdy.
Senator Barber. Howdy. Senator Becker. Howdy. Senator Brown.
Howdy.
Senator Clark. Howdy. Senator Cleaner. Senator Flores. Senator Garcia. Senator Glazer. Senator Glover. Howdy. Senator Hall. Howdy. Senator Hicks. Senator Honey.
Here. Howdy.
Senator Kaiser. Howdy. Senator Murray. Howdy. Senator Messick. Howdy. Senator Pope. Howdy. Senator Sanders.
Howdy.
Senator Hargrove.
Howdy.
Senator Maynard. Howdy. Senator Roberts. Senator Nathan Williams.
Howdy.
Senator Bissoni.
Howdy.
Senator Bradley.
Howdy.
Senator Cho.
Howdy.
Senator Dow.
Howdy.
Senator Medvedev.
Howdy.
Senator Shuck.
Howdy.
Senator Wells.
Howdy.
Senator Wu.
Howdy.
Senator Sanchez. Senator Sloan. Senator Steele.
Howdy.
Senator Sykes. Senator Teets. Howdy. Senator Van der Heiden. Howdy. Senator Wilkins. With that, we will now move into our invocation and pledges of allegiance led by Brett Petty on behalf of freshman leaders in France.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just thank you for today. Lord, I just thank you for this group of people for SGA and all the work that they do here on campus. Lord, I just want to pray for them. Lord, I just ask that you would speak through them, Lord, in this time that we started our school year, Lord, whatever pressure or stress or anxiety, Lord, I just ask you to remove that, help them to make clear decisions and to rely on you for sharing. Lord, I ask that throughout this week and throughout this semester, that y'all would just truthfully, an example to others, the love of Christ that's been given to us. I just ask that you would truthfully allow us to accept your word, Lord, to reach after you, to be more like you. Lord, I ask that you would make true what is known. Lord, I just ask that you would really help us to understand, Lord, what you've done for us already. Lord, that you were you saw us in our sin, Lord, and you came to heaven, and you came to earth, Lord. So that way, we couldn't do anything to deserve your love. We were so desperate in sin, or we were slaves to it. When you came to earth to die for our sins, anything that we can never deserve, let's never do ourselves, Lord, just so that we can live in unity with you in heaven. But I ask that that be something that we carry with us, with everyone, that you just walk around and the roles that they take on, the leadership that they embody, whether that would be something that others would look at and strive to be more like. Lord, I ask that everything that we would do, and Lord, everything that SJ would do, would be honoring and glorifying you. We love you and praise you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor to the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
All right, we thank him for his time. With that, we will now move into our mission statement and ag honor code led by our longest serving senator, Chair Patel.
The Senate.
Hey.
The Texas A&M University Student Senate represents all students in order to enhance the Texas A&M experience within our university communities through research, legislation, and advocacy in accordance with the core values of our institution. And NAUU does not lie, cheat, or steal, tolerate those who do.
With that, we will now move into a period of open forum. Pro Tem Tucker, do we have anyone for open forum? We do. Yeah. You have 2 minutes beginning at Howdy Bo. Hold on, we're gonna pull your slide back. Yeah. Everyone have a letter, a silver tops letter? Good, everybody? Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. The vote is 2/3.
Well, I'm sending them to you. Perfect. Thank you, Gia.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Gia Granado. We haven't been able to meet yet. I would like to meet all of you, hopefully soon. I have the honor of serving as the Silver Taps Chair for this school year, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be here to talk to y'all a little bit about an aspect of Silver Taps that goes greatly undervalued, and that is Silver Taps letter writing. So if you look, you have a letter in front of you right now. This is what Silver Tap stationery looks like. I hope you've seen it before. The week leading up to Silver Taps and the day of, we have people all over campus passing out these letters. And what these letters are is our opportunity as Aggies to write a letter to the members of our Aggie family who have lost someone who's being honored at Silver Taps. We had a Silver Taps ceremony yesterday with 5 Aggies who were honored, and these families in 2 weeks are going to receive a box full of hundreds of letters from fellow Aggies giving their condolences. And you know, these letters, they have a huge impact, and I want you to know this. I have been on Silver Taps committee my entire time here at Texas A&M. Almost every single family has reached out when they get these letters and has just been overwhelmed with gratitude and with love. And I remember last year in muster, I was talking to a mom that I had hosted this past year, and she was telling me that when she got the Silver Taps letters in the mail, she was reading through them and just felt this overwhelming feeling of love that is so uniquely A&M. This is the only school in the world that cares about one another in this way. It is so special that we get to play a part in it. And she said that she was looking through these letters and she just felt this weight lifted off her chest and realizing that she was not shouldering her child's legacy alone. That hundreds of people had taken the time to read about her daughter, write a letter to her, and then bring it to be sent. That's the impact that y'all are able to have through writing.
Madam Speaker, Chair Horton, Rules and Regulations, I move to expend this period by 4 minutes.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is undebatable and amendable as to time and will require a majority vote. We will attempt to use via general consent. Do I see any objections to extending the time by 4 minutes? Seeing none, this motion does pass.
We have an opportunity that is so valuable. We as Aggies can write these letters and show these families they are not alone in their grief, and that their child, their brother, their sisters, their mom, dad's legacy is not being carried alone. This is something at A&M that is so unique to us and that we cannot take for granted. So I'm here hopefully to inform you of the importance of these letters. These aren't letters that you just write and get thrown away. These are letters that are sent to these families that impact their grieving process heavily. It is so valuable to them. And it is a huge responsibility that we shouldn't take lightly as Aggies. So I have a slide up here that please take a picture of. It's to help equip you for how to write a strong letter. I remember being a freshman and being so intimidated by the idea of a letter. It's like we have good intentions and we want to write one and we want families to know they're not alone. But how do you even start a letter that's going to a family who's lost someone? So important. And so I have a little template here. A way that you can always start a letter is by saying you're so sorry for the loss of your loved one. I know this past Taps we had an honor named Quinn. So you would start the letter by saying, I'm so sorry for the loss of your daughter, Quinn. This is my biggest piece of advice. The battalion every single month posts a small obituary about each honoree. It's available the Friday before Taps, and if you have any time at all, it takes 5 minutes to go to the battalion's website and read through these obituaries and get to know a little bit about our Aggie family we're honoring. And it helps make for a great letter when you read about them and you can say, I read a little bit about Quinn in the battalion. Her love of soccer and F1 really resonated with me. I would have loved to meet her and be her friend. She sounds like such an incredible person. These families, when they email us, they say, it was so shaken by how many students who didn't even know my daughter learned about her and cared and wanted to write to me. So learn a little bit about them. That makes for a really solid letter. Say, I read a little bit about them. and I would have loved to have known them. Then make sure this family knows they're not alone in shouldering this legacy. Say, you're a part of our IB family too. We are here for you. We're going to remember Quinn. That really means a lot to them. And then sign off with your name and class year or no signature at all. Just keep it very simple, very personal. And next slide we have is a little bit of what not to include. So this Silver Taps letter should not be about you. I know when we're thinking about what to write, we immediately want to help and like say we've been something too. I lost a family member once and it was really hard for me. But that's really not what this letter is about. It's time for you to say, I'm so sorry for your loss and we're here for you. So try to keep out anything like, I once lost someone in my life. Please keep out, they're in a better place now. Everything happens for a reason. That's not the point of these letters either. This family doesn't need you telling you it's all okay. Please just keep out religious speech without knowing the family's affiliation. If you read the battalion and you read that the student is really strong in their Christian faith and that was a huge part of them and their family's lives, please mention your faith in your letter and say that you're praying for them and that their child is on your heart. But if that's not mentioned in the battalion, we don't want to offend anyone or make them feel upset by including religious language. And then please do not sign off with any student leadership title or anything that might confuse a family. If they open a letter and they're not an Aggie family and they see something very A&M like student senator, college of whatever, they might be like, what does this mean? I'm super confused. Why is the senator writing to me? So keep it simple. Keep it your name, keep it your class year, or no signature at all works. The point of this letter is not to put any titles or anything of that sort. It is simply just to let this family know that you are here for them in your time of grief. So I hope this quick spiel has been able to relate to all the importance of these letters. We have such a huge responsibility as Aggies to show up for our Aggie family in this way. If you're in this room, you care about A&M, you're student senators because you want to serve Texas A&M. And this is a part of an Aggie calling that we cannot not answer. So I hope this has been helpful for anyone. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask the people around you, or the Traditions Council queue is always open. As all for me. Thank you guys.
Now open for 2 minutes of question and answer. Do I see any questions for presenter? I see Chair Hurt.
Chair Hurt, Legislative Relations. My question to you is, can you just talk us through the history of Silver Taps and why it's such a pivotal and unique tradition to us? So,
Yes, of course. So Silver Taps is a tradition that happens on the first Tuesday of every month that honors students who are enrolled in undergraduate, graduate coursework who passed away in the previous month. Silver Taps is a very old tradition with origins that are a bit debated. Some people say the first Silver Taps was for Silver Ross himself. But what we do know is it is a long-standing tradition that has so much value to our culture as a university. And it basically just honors our students who have passed away that are currently enrolled, and that's what makes it unique and special. Thank you.
Chair Kim.
Chair Kim, Academic Affairs. Can you walk us through where we can turn these in and also the online?
So these letters can be turned in before the ceremony. There are tables all over campus, one in the MFC, one in front of the quad. There's one in Zach and there's one in Clayburg. So if there is a Traditions Council table that's open, you can go bring it there. Also, the Traditions Council queue is always open to anyone who's in Coldus, so you can put your completed letter there. There's also a letter box on Academic Plaza Monday and Tuesday of the ceremony. And there's a small letter box in the MFC flag room that's actually going to be there through this Thursday. As for online letters, they stay open until the Wednesday following the ceremony. So that link that's in Traditions Council's Instagram bio and the QR code is going to be available for online letters. And I know a lot of people with online letters think it's less personal, but I do want you to know that we print every single one of those out and bind them in a scrapbook, so it is still personalized for the family. So if you only have time for an online letter, don't think it's not worth it to write one. It's always worth it to write one.
I see Senator Steele.
Withdrawn.
Do I see any more questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. And y'all can bring those to my desk whenever and I can hand them off to her too. Okay, Pro Tem Purcell, do you have anyone else for open forum?
You do?
Purcell.
Please. This is James. Okay.
You have 2 minutes beginning at howdy. When the slides are on.
Yeah, so I won't start talking.
You're good.
You think we need more than 2 minutes? What you say, can I do it in 2 minutes? Do you need more than two? Yes. Yeah. I do this once a year, you know the whole thing already? How long do you need? Like 6, 7 minutes? Yeah. How about your tablecloth? Yeah, we see it. It's very nice. It's not the right shade of maroon though. And so that's a whole ordeal.
All right, now you have 2 minutes,
Perfect.
beginning out.
Let's see if
Maybe.
it works. You may just want to
In-
present the slide
that's
that you have. That works.
Okay.
Howdy. My name is James Palacios. I serve as a program manager for policy internship programs here on the Texas A&M campus. Our team helps facilitate 3 internship programs. You've probably heard of a couple of them, and if you haven't, that means I'm doing a terrible job. First one that you probably heard of is the Public Policy Internship Program, or PPIP. Not your head if you've heard of this. Wonderful. The second one we run, which is actually the oldest of the 3 and came first, is the Agricultural and Natural Resources Policy Internship Program, or ANRP, that's housed in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. That program turns 35 years old this year, while PPIP turned 25 last year. And then our most recent addition to our 3 is called the Public Policy Scholars Program. Has anybody heard about this program a little bit? Cool. The Public Policy Scholars Program expands our reach beyond just College Station and is open to any Texas A&M University system school in the state of Texas. So from Corpus Christi to Kingsville to Texarkana to Laredo to Tarleton to Canyon, we now are able to send students to Washington, D.C. from any of our system schools through Texas A&M. If you have more questions on this, we can chat. We're available and open to that as well as an A&M student within the system. We're really, really excited about that. We have just started our 2nd cohort ever of that program this past fall. So now that's breaking ground again. But we're really
Chair Horton, I move to extend the period of presentation by 4 minutes.
Being that a motion has been made and seconded, it is undebatable and amendable as to time and requires 2/3 majority vote. We're gonna do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass.
Thank you. Last year, 4 people voted against, and I was really hurt by that. Not me, not this year. A little bit about our program and why you might be interested. You are our target demographic. I'm gonna be open and honest with you. That's why I'm here. I come every year to make this presentation to hopefully get you to see the value in this program. As student leaders and folks that were elected to this position, the idea is to get you to experience what real policymaking is like in Washington, D.C. History of our program, we go back, PPIP was established in 1990. Fun fact, it was established because A&M actually overpaid its utility bill to the state of Texas, and the state of Texas had to refund the university $1 million. So $500,000 went to start the endowment that created PPIP. To talk about public policy or to create the public policy internship. I think that's pretty ironic. It is open to all students at Texas A&M, regardless of major, discipline, or background. And it is every single semester, fall, spring, and summer. There is a huge misconception that everybody thinks we just do this during the summer semester. We have students in Washington, D.C. every single semester, including fall and spring. Now, we do offer an Austin-based location, and I know Gavin's sitting up here. Gavin interned in both Washington and Austin. And then I can see Bryce back here, who also just came back from DC this summer to ANRP. And there are so many more students in SGA that have done this and have been a part of this. And that's why I'm here, is to try to get you and encourage you to consider this. Austin only happens every other year during odd numbered years. You all are probably aware of this. The state legislature in Texas only meets every other year during odd numbered years in the spring semester for 140 days. It's like caveat. That is the way the legislature wrote the thing, okay? Washington, D.C. is our bread and butter. That is where we send the most amount of students and have been doing so for now 35 years. 5 main locations in which our students intern in D.C. The first is congressional offices, working for members of Congress. Majority of the time, that is your hometown member of Congress. I did this internship about 10 years ago now, and I got to intern for my hometown congressman. It was really exciting because people are calling to Washington, D.C. and they're complaining about the speed bump at the corner of High Road and 495, and I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I completely agree with you. And you get to really make those connections, even though you're thousands of miles away from home. On top of that, most people are not calling their member of Congress because they're happy. They're calling their member of Congress because they are upset. So it's one of the most humbling things you can do as a public servant to answer phone calls in Washington, D.C. Second are federal agencies and things like the Department of Justice, Homeland Security. We've had a couple of students at the Pentagon before. And so there are plenty of opportunities to intern across Washington, D.C. in a wide variety of areas. Lastly is advocacy groups and think tanks. I'll talk briefly about NGOs. These are the lobbying groups, the advocacy firms. I know a lot of students that are not involved in policy or in SGA or in anything, when they think lobbying, they think this bad word or it is a brown sack of money left outside in an alley somewhere, and that's what they think lobbying is. It's not what lobbying is at all. So it's really exciting when our students get to see that firsthand and understand what lobbying means. It's just passionate people caring about topics that they are interested in. I know this government body has done that because you all helped advocate for the No More Than 4 thing this past year. So you know exactly what lobbying looks like and how you advocate for an issue. Slide, please. Whew. Yeah, this is not an all-encompassing list, but some of the offices in which we have placed our students before. This continues to change and evolve just as our government continues to change or evolve. I would encourage you to visit our website at ppip.tmu.edu to see a more holistic list. We work with about 250 to 300 offices across Washington, D.C. Like I said, we've been around for 35 years. We're not new to the scene, so our relationships are well established. And there are upwards of 200 to 300 Aggies that have gone through our program that now live and work in Washington, D.C. That's on top of the 1,300, 1,500 students that did the program. That might not
Madam
necessarily
Speaker, Chair Horton, rules and regulations. I move to extend this period presentation about 4 more minutes.
Being that a motion has been made and seconded is undebatable and amendable as to time and requires a 2/3 majority vote. We will do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to extending the presenter's time by 4 minutes? Seeing none, this motion does pass.
I'll go fast and swear. So yeah, definitely visit our website, ppip.tmu.edu to see more encompassing list. Next slide. Stay alive, if you're curious, what does an intern do in Washington, D.C.? Come chat with Gavin, come chat with Bryce. They can tell you a little bit more about what their life looked like. It's busy, it's hectic, but it's fun. If you've never been to a big metropolitan city, one thing I hear all the time is the metro is either really cool or really bad. You go figure it out for yourself. The other thing that our students struggle with is an 8 to 5 work day. I hear this all the time where students like the hardest part of my internship was having to work 8 a.m. to 5 without a nap in between. And I get it, I understand. I was a college student, and this is a really big transition for them. But these are some of the options, or some of the what a day in the life may look like. There's also a lot of free food majority of the time in these offices, which is a really big benefit. Next slide. Almost done. Ooh. Biggest reason I am here and trying to convince you to do this is because the benefits that you can get out of this program are really immeasurable. First off, you do get academic credit. For a lot of you, that's between 0 to 6 hours of credit. Talk to your academic advisor about how this fits into your degree plan. The majority of it goes to elective or supporting coursework. The biggest one, or not the biggest one, sorry. Another big one is we try to get you a paid internship. I cannot guarantee a paid internship, but about 90 to 95% of the time, our students do end up securing paid internships. I will tell you right now, if you are interested in a federal agency, federal agencies do not pay their interns. So keep that in mind, even if you're not applying for PPIP, but looking beyond, they do not. The biggest benefit, in my opinion, is that housing is provided in Washington, D.C. If you are not familiar with the Washington, D.C. housing market, it is ridiculously expensive. For 1 bedroom, a 4-bedroom apartment, you're sharing the kitchen and the bathroom. The last number I got was $2,500 just for the 1 bedroom. Lucky for you, you don't have to bear that cost. We take care of that for you. And beyond that, getting to live together with other Aggies and having this formed community in this new city, probably one of the best things about our program. Yes, getting to live and work in DC is great, but having other Aggies with you is really, really encouraging. I'm still a really great friend with folks that I went on this internship with 10 years ago. Teach you critical networking skills. We will train and support you. We'll teach you how to be an intern. A lot of you probably know these things already, but we'll refine them. Normally, I make the joke that you don't got to be a policy wonk or a nerd to go on this. As long as you can identify the 3 branches of government, we're good. That joke doesn't work here. You all know that. Normally that kills any class organizations, but just know that we will teach you the process throughout. I have one more slide, I think, and it's just deadlines. I lied. Eligibility is on our website. You go to ppip.tmu to see all of it. It's what you would expect it to be. Sorry, I'm gonna run through them. Biggest information for you, if you are interested in the summer of 2026, this upcoming summer, the deadline is September the 9th, or if we hit 50 applications. The last number I had when I left the office, there were 11 completed applications. So if you are interested in the summer of 2026, that is September 9th. If you are interested in the fall semester, the fall of 2026, you can also apply right now. That deadline will close November 3rd. If you are graduating this May, you can apply for the summer or the fall semester. And I will tell you, a lot of students choose to do that, because if you don't have a plan after graduation yet, you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Go to DC for a semester and figure out, maybe you can apply for jobs while you're in DC. In the fall of 2023, out of the 32 students we sent to DC, 10 of them did not return to College Station because they found full-time jobs and stayed there and started their careers in DC. So use this as an opportunity to jumpstart your career and to get free housing. I don't blame you, do it, I will do it again, and really take advantage of the opportunity in front of you. Last slide is my contact information. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. I also want to encourage / beg you to please follow our Instagram account. We work really hard on that. And we post really good memes and things. So things like our memes, like our video, we posted a Taylor Swift one an hour after she proposed, so that fast. So please like our Instagram account. Thank you.
With that, our presenter is now open for a 2-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for our presenter? I see Senator Collins.
Senator Collins, our Main School of Business. When would you recommend getting a completed application in? I mean, it's like first 50, have 11 now, so when would be a good deadline?
I would say by Friday or Monday of this week is probably the time you want to get that turned in. I will admit that what ends up happening is people wait to the very last minute. And so Wednesday on the deadline is when we're gonna hit 50, but it's gonna come real close to who is like 49, who's 50. Just because you submit after 50 doesn't mean you won't consider it, because a lot of those students, some will pull out and won't end up getting it submitted. But I would probably recommend between Friday and Monday. Thank you for your question.
Chair Kim.
Chair Kim, Academic Affairs, how does this, is this still an option, like feasible option for cadets or out-of-state students?
Yes, absolutely. So we've had cadets go before in the spring semester, because I know you don't want to miss football student, I don't blame you. We also have a lot of cadets go in the summer traditionally as well. And then, remind me the second part of your question, I'm sorry.
Out-of-state students.
Out-of-state students, yes, we do work, we are a full-time program with the university, so we will mark you as a continuing student if you're graduating, or a full-time student if you need that for scholarship or financial aid reasons. We work really closely with the registrars.
Thank you.
Senator Bavanko.
Senator Rebalco, Bush School, is there any major requirements for any of these programs?
For the A&RP internship, which is the Agriculture and Natural Resources Policy internship, you do have to be within the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. PPIP is open to the rest of the university regardless of major background.
PPSP?
PPSP is open to anybody as well, yep, and across the system, and across the state of Texas. Yeah, thank you.
Do I see any other questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. Do we have anyone else for open forum?
Yes.
See me this time. We have 2 minutes. Gosh, oh, somebody else takes it.
Okay. Colin, will you extend my time? Appreciate you. Howdy. Howdy. It's good to be back. I'll make it quick. I know y'all have a lot to do. I'm here on behalf of MSC Abbott Memorial Students Center Abbott Family Leadership Conference. If you guys haven't heard of it, if Texas A&M prepares students for the professional workplace, Abbott prepares you to be a good person. So I love the values of Texas A&M Relics. We talk about those a lot. Abbott takes it another step further and allows you a leadership conference and community to build a valuable value statement, system of values, and an ethics system that can carry you into the personal world. So you'll go to our next slide. We had a video, we're not going to watch it. Go to the next slide. The time commitment. This is what you guys want to know about it. It's an incredible opportunity. And to kind of break it down, what it looks like is it's split up into 3 conference events and then a conference that happens next spring in March. What those pre-conference events look like is getting you in a group of about 10 individuals where you share personal experiences that have shaped your value system. Whether that's the way you were raised, the way your parents were raised, the way your grandparents were raised, all of those things that impact the person you are, the way you interact, and the way that you think. And the reason this is so unique is because Abbott isn't this thing to throw on your resume and get you a new scholarship. Abbott is something to help you understand inherently who you are as an individual and how you can take steps towards the person you want to be. And you do that in the comfort of incredible like-minded individuals who are also focused on values.
I'm gonna do this time by 4 minutes.
Good. Second.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is undebated but identical as to time and requires a 2/3 majority vote. I will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to extending the presenter's time by 4 minutes? Seeing none, this motion does pass.
I'll be quick, I won't take all 4 minutes. If any of you want to talk about it, reach out to me, we'll grab lunch, we'll grab coffee, we'll talk and pull this about it. Time commitment, we like to say that it's a manageable commitment, high impact. You can look at the time commitment there. It's not gonna take up a ton of time, we want high capacity leaders. Next slide. And important dates, application is open right now, it is due September 16th. Then we'll start interviews and then we'll have a reveal night. We also have what's called values night. You'll go back one slide, sorry, I'm listening. Thank you. Values workshop is the 11th, which I believe is next Thursday. That's just an informational and opportunity for you to kind of come feel out what Abbott actually is, help you develop a system of values. But yeah, that's all I have. I don't want to take any more of y'all's time. You're not going to see me and hear from me again in a different capacity. So if you have any interest, this is our Instagram. The link to the application is on there. A lot of you are already applying. I know that. I'm excited to see all the applications come through.
With that, the presenter is now open for a 2-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for a presenter? I see Chair Horton.
Chair Horton, rules and regulations. How intentional would you say that MSC had?
And good question. Thank you, Chair Horton. MSC Abbott is an intentional organization, not because we use the word intentional, but because it's a group of individuals who care about each other and who care about investing in one another and ultimately helping the people around them become better individuals, better spouses, better parents down the line. So I would say it's a very intentional organization. It's been around for a long time. You look back at all the people who've been a part of Abbott, it's really good, intentional leaders that care a lot about this university and care a lot about others.
Thank you.
Senator Vivanco.
Senator Ravalco, Bush School, is there any grade level that you need to be in to apply to Abbott?
Oh my gosh, that's a wonderful question. Thank you. Yes, you need to be a sophomore or a junior to be able to apply for MSc Abbott. That was good.
Do I see any other questions for a presenter? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. Okay, with that, we will now move into the approval of the April 29th minutes, way back in the day. Do I see any objection to the approval of the minutes? Seeing none, these minutes do pass.
Point of parliamentary inquiry,
State your point.
when is it in order to make a motion to alter the agenda?
Whenever. I'll take this one. Chair Horton, rules and regs. Whenever the speaker calls upon, so you have to seek recognition first.
So at any point, someone can make a motion. Thank you.
We will now move into the approval of the consent agenda. You can see the 3 pieces there. Do I see any, oh, sorry, we will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objection to the approval of the consent agenda?
Motion to amend agenda, Senator Pesikoff give this caucus.
State your motion.
Can we move SR 7815 to the beginning of new business?
Sorry.
Motion made.
Point of order, will say. The motion to deviate from the agenda can be offered at any time other than when there's a question or a motion before the floor. And because we have already started the motion, the consent agenda, we have to go ahead and vote on it first.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. We will now move into the approval of the consent agenda. Do I see any objections to the approval of the consent agenda? Seeing none. State-
Oh, actually, Madam Secretary, I would like to make a motion, sorry.
State your motion.
I would like to amend the Wednesday's our
Point of order,
State your point.
Senator Collins, Power School Business, the senator did not say anything to Senator Collins.
That's true. Okay. Do I see any objections?
I object.
Object.
Okay, it's being an objection.
Motion.
State your objective.
State your motion.
She has to say his objection. What's your objection?
I withdraw.
State your objection.
Oh, point of personal privilege, permission to address the chamber.
Yes.
A lot there. The Bush School did not exist, so it's inaccurate information. He did not graduate from the Bush School. It was created in 1997. He graduated from Hingham in 1990. So that's why I want to fix the information I'm going to send it to him because he did not.
Point of information, Senator Hargrove, College of Education and Development, would this not be an operational change? Directed towards
Pro Tem Tucker.
Let me read this real quick.
We got this, hold on. Stand at ease.
Let me read the bill real quick. You're welcome.
Robert, you're right.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Consent agenda isn't. Consent agenda isn't.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so that says. Glenn Hagel.
Whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Yes, it's an operational change. Thank you, Senator Hargrove. So we're gonna continue. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Alrighty. We will now move to the approval of the consent agenda. Do I see any objections to the approval of the consent agenda? Seeing none, these pieces are passed. What?
President Drive, I have a motion.
Say your motion.
United Health Constituency Affairs, I move to deviate from the agenda and immediately consider the.
Yeah.
There's this voting resolution.
Second.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is debatable and amendable and will require a majority vote. We will start with the first round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none. Okay.
Point of personal
Okay.
Senator, are we motioning to vote on the legislation?
We're
To deviate from the
motioning to
agenda.
deviate from the agenda, then go.
And withdraw.
We will now move into the second round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We will now move into voting on this motion. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the consideration of SR 7815, the Texas flooding resolution? Seeing none, this motion does pass. Will the author come to the floor?
Where is it? Flooding?
Okay. All right, with that, you have.
Yeah.
10 minutes beginning at howdy.
Howdy, Senate.
Hey.
Okay, this is a piece about the flooding on the Guadalupe River that happened over 4th of July weekend. Just gonna go ahead and read it in full. Whereas beginning on July 4th, 2025, catastrophic flooding took place along the Guadalupe River, affecting communities in Kerr County, several counties in the central and south Texas area. This tragedy resulted in devastating loss of life, irreparable damage to homes and infrastructure, and the displacement of communities.
And whereas the Guadalupe River runs directly through Kerrville, Texas, located in the Texas Hill Country, while this will be primarily affected regions, surrounding counties such as Travis, Kendall, Burnett, and Williamson were affected as well. Among the approximate 135 fatalities in the Kerr County area, 27 were campers and counselors at nearby All Girls Christian Camp Mystic, located on the Guadalupe River. And therefore, be it resolved, Texas A&M University stands in solidarity with the victims and families of this tragedy and honors the memory of the lives that have been lost, recognizing the resilience of our fellow Texans and offering an abundance of support for their recovery. And therefore, be it resolved that we extend our deepest condolences to the families of children attending Camp Mystic, as well as our heartfelt sympathy to those living in or visiting the Kerr County area over the 4th of July weekend. And therefore, be it resolved that we, the Texas A&M Student Senate, commend the state legislator on their swift response and willingness to protect the citizens of Texas. And therefore, be it resolved, we express sincere appreciation for the assistance provided by, but not limited to, Texas's first responders, volunteers, and nearby citizens who acted promptly and selflessly to save lives. And therefore, be it resolved, we relay our heartfelt gratitude to the Aggies across the state of Texas and to the members of Aggie Student Bonfire who demonstrated selfless service and courage in their rescue and recovery efforts. And therefore, a copy of this resolution be sent to. Thank you.
All right, with that, our presenter is now open for a 5-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for our presenter? I see Senator Schmidt.
Sorry, no meeting.
You're good.
I'm Senator Schmidt, College of Arts and Sciences. I just wanted to ask, I think I'm from Isabel.
Oh.
But
That will- okay, yeah, that'll go to Pro Tem Tucker. Do I see any other questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. We will now move into debate on this piece, starting with debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece?
Madam Speaker,
I see Senator Hargrove.
I have a motion.
State your motion.
Senator Hargrove, College of Education and Development, I move to add myself as a sponsor.
Second.
Yeah.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is debatable and amendable and will require a majority vote. We will go into the first round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now go into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we will now go into the second round of debate for this motion. Seeing none, we will now go into the second round of debate against this motion. Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass, and Pro Tem Tucker will send out that Google form with the sponsorship and email. Okay,
Go for debate for. Yeah.
okay, we're still in the first round debate for this piece, so now we're debating on this. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting. We'll attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the passage of SR 7815, the Texas flooding resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. With that, we will now move into the first reading of Act 7801, the first Cartel Omnibus Act. Will the author please come to the floor to present?
Let me read this in its entirety, right?
Okay, County Senate, Chairman Patel, Constituency Affairs. So this here is an act that does three different things, some pretty minor internal changes. First thing is it removes like the specificity about having a Facebook in the SGA code and managing the Student Senate. sort of broadens it to a wider social media thing. Just a lot of the terminology having to do with Facebook was out. It actually talks about like a group and like all the centers joining your group, and I don't think that's how Facebook even works anymore. I mean, like get much more interaction on Instagram anyway, and doing so it just broadens it that like all the materials need to get shared somewhere on social media, not specifically Facebook, because Facebook is pretty old. Second thing is it has a little semantic change. The word pro tem, the title pro tempore is used some 70 odd times in the code. Pretty much down the middle, one of them is pro spacebar temp, the other is pro dash temp. So just changing all the pro spacebar temp, making it more uniform, easier to control F, and just generally better. And the last bit is having to do with the operations committee. There's some weird internally contradictory bits about how binding the listed roles are, where some it says may include and some it says shall include. And I don't think we need to specify what roles are there anyway. I think that should be left to the EDO and pro temp to decide where they need help and how to specify those roles. So yeah, this piece. Those are the questions.
With that, our presenter is now open for questions. Do I see any questions for our presenter? I see Senator Coates.
Senator Coates on campus caucus. I'm just curious, what are the hits on LinkedIn compared to Facebook and Instagram?
We just started having LinkedIn. That's what I mentioned it.
Do I see any other questions for our presenter? I see Senator Van Whipperfield.
Senator about on-campus caucus, could you just explain the operation, change a little bit more? I don't completely understand.
Okay, so currently, there's a thing called the Senate Operations Committee. It's run by the pro temp and the EDO. It's just a group of people who aren't senators who sort of just volunteer to come help out with running the Senate. Whether it's like the drive, the records and the archives, or IT, social media, just like a bunch of things, non-senators. They help out with the massive amount of testing pro temp and EDO have to do. What it is sort of talked about in the code there, but really there's extra hands to help out with internal processes. Thank you.
Do I see any other questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank him for his time, and that piece is going to the rules and regulations. With that, we will now move into the first reading of Act 78-2, the Friendly Act. Will the author please come to the floor?
Oh, yes, I forget.
You will have 10 minutes beginning now.
Alright.
Howdy.
Howdy. Senator Steele off campus caucus. Senator Horton Rules and Regs, Chair Horton Rules and Regs. This will be pretty short. This is basically just an act, bring back friendly amendments. For those of you who weren't here last session or any sessions before, friendly amendments, what they essentially are is somebody coming down and presenting an act or a piece of legislation or whatever. And there's a really minor change that we can make pretty quickly that we don't need to have a whole motion for amendments for. Well, how that works is that you can say during that period of questioning, you can say, I have a motion for a friendly amendment, change the title to this or remove this whereas clause, and the author can agree to it or disagree. Now, this is mostly used for kind of minor changes that may have been errors on the part of the author, just things that usually we shouldn't be, or things that we might not want to waste time debating about. So this act kind of just makes our operations more efficient. So that got removed in the last session because we figured out that technically that wasn't something that was in the code. So I was like, as a lover of efficiency, I was like, I'm gonna bring this back. And then I typed it up and I had it in a weird part of the code because I didn't really know the best place to put it. And then I discussed with Chair Horton and he was like, here's a place to put it. Boom. And I was like, great idea. Want to be an author? He was like, yes.
I love it. I think this is a great thing. As Senator Steele was saying, it's going to make our process a lot easier. If, as you're saying, if you have an amendment and the authors of the bill agree with you, this happens. I think that makes things so much easier.
Yeah, and to anybody who's concerned that, this might be a little iffy, obviously the author can just say, no, I don't agree to that, and then we can have a debate process and our democratic and legislative processes can unfurl naturally. With that out of the way, anything else you want to add? I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can ask.
All right, our presenters are now open for a 2-minute period of question, 5-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions? I see Chair Patel. Sorry.
Chairman Patel, Constituency Affairs, I was wondering if you could expound on like how y'all chose the period of debate for the time meeting friendly amendments. It seems sort of late in the discussion process of the piece.
I mean, yeah, we can discuss that later. To my knowledge, because it technically wasn't in the code beforehand, we didn't really have a dignified or an exact part of debate or part of questioning where we allow friendly amendments or not, but I mean, that's something that can definitely change. Period of debate, I just kind of chose that, it felt natural, that's usually when we allow for motions. So that was kind of my thought process.
Yeah, and if you have any further thoughts, welcome all to our rules and regulations committee next week.
Thank you.
Chair Williams.
Chair Williams, Community Relations, where is the line drawn between a friendly and unfriendly amendment?
I mean, I guess it would be if I'm sitting here, presenting something and you're the one offering.
That's kind of funny.
Senator Hargrove.
Yeah, Senator Hargrove, College of Education, President of briefly province.
Briefly.
6 words.
Yes.
So, I don't know if I can use this, but friendly amendments are not normally in parliamentary procedure. Do you see this as a potential way to circumvent the amendment process?
No, and Chair Horton can elaborate on this. In my opinion, no, because again, the author can just say no to it. And yeah, we can have a period of debate if we want to. Some people are kind of iffy about like deviating from Robert's rules, and to that I would say we do have a bunch of rules that aren't a part of Robert's rules, like saying name and caucus, for instance, that's technically not a part of Robert's rules to my knowledge. So I'm not afraid to deviate if it makes sense and if it makes us serving the students, if it makes us better at serving the students.
Yeah, I definitely sense it.
Do I see any other questions for our presenters? Seeing none, we thank them for their time, and that will also go to the rules and regulations. With that, we can now move into the first reading of Senate Act 7803, the Student Wellbeing Act. Chairs on the floor. You have 10 minutes beginning at howdy.
Chair Horton, rules and regs. Howdy.
Hey.
So I hope we're doing great. So right now, what we're considering is a bill, or sorry, an act that will allow students to really focus on student well-being, and kind of the spare crisis that we face as a university. So there is a part of the Division of Student Affairs that does a survey on students to see how their overall well-being is. And one of the things that came out in April, so right at the end of the last semester, was that 53% of students at A&M said that they were struggling or suffering, and 24% of students said that they experienced significant psychological distress. And so, I was thinking, how can we as a Senate, really focus on this? And I was like, we should add in a committee that does it. And we already have a committee that does similar operations to well-being called the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. And my idea is that we expand the Diversity and Inclusion Committee to include all sorts of student well-being, to address student mental health, accessibility issues, and to really ensure that the student body is civilized. And so if we can look down into the code changes. So a lot of this has to do with just changing the name of the committee from diversity and inclusion to student well-being, the chair from the diversity and inclusion chair to student well-being chair.
as well, it lines out, some parts where it further defines what the student wellbeing committee will do. You know, as you can think, it'll concern with student wellbeing, will work with the executive vice president of student wellbeing, board president. As well to work with admin and liaise between the student senate and administration to help advocate on behalf of student wellbeing mental health issues. And additionally with that, when we, I guess, change the diversity and inclusion position to the student wellbeing position, the idea that was thrown out is that the diversity and inclusion chairperson previously decided to do the invocation in order to relieve some of the burden of that job and take on the responsibilities regarding mental health. I've given the invitation to the executive director of operations to decide. And I think that is the text of the bill. I'd love to answer any further questions. I'd love to all come to my committee hearing next week.
All right, with that, the presenter is now open for a 5-minute period of question and answer. I see Chair Patel.
Chairman Patel, Constituency Affairs, you mentioned SB 37 getting rid of shared governance. Could you expand on?
Yeah, so part of it, since we were already tackling, you know, what the jobs of the chairs were, I'm sorry, I should have been to that earlier. So in the code, a lot of what is mentioned within the academic affairs chair has to do with faculty senate. Well, the Texas State Senate or Texas State legislators passed Senate Bill 37, which ended the practice of shared governance. Last week, the A&M Board of Regents ended that practice, pretty much dissolving the Senate and turning it into a new advisory body. And so in its current state, the faculty senate will no longer exist as of the first, which was Monday. So, and in its former form, it no longer exists. And so we have stricken a suggestion by Chair Hurd that we take away this out of the code since we don't really get it.
Senator Burnside.
Senator Burnside, I'll take this. So with widening the scope of the diversity and inclusion committee to now being student wellbeing, do you think that diverse interests might be less represented because they're getting less attention in the committee?
You know, I think that is ultimately at the heart of each center, because the committee can still focus on the diversity things. We still want to see, at least I still want to see all the resolutions that like celebrating expand heritage night, Black History Month, all the things that former Chair Will Hite did so great. But as well, I believe that is still something as individual senators we can have to do.
Okay, I have Senator Ravanko.
Senator Ravanko, Bush School, what is the demographic breakdown of the survey that you're using as evidence for this change?
It is about 1,200 students. I cannot give you, like, if you want classification or first gen status or race, I'm sure you can go into the study that I linked and get more information. That's about 1,200 students surveyed over the period of a month, and the division of players does this every 1 or 2 months. You can look more into the survey. It's actually a very interesting survey.
Chair Hurd.
Chair Hurd,
Motion. I speak, I have a motion.
State your motion.
Chair Chu, Student Services, I move to extend the period of question and answer by 3 minutes. Second.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is undebatable and amendable as the time will require a 2/3 majority vote. I will attempt to use I will attempt to use via general consent. Do I see any objections to the motion?
Second, object.
Please state your objection.
Yes.
Senator Collins, already stated. The continuing of the question.
Vote. We're gonna vote on the objection. Extending. Okay. Okay, we will now move into a standing vote on this motion. Led by Pro Tem Tucker. All those in favor of extending debate by how many minutes? 3 minutes. Please rise as you are able.
When I point to you, sit down.
All those opposed? Okay, by a vote of 40 to 11, this motion does pass, and we will extend debate by 10 minutes. So
With the question, Chair, legislative relations, isn't it just not a little bit deceitful to like deceitful just to say this is promoting student well-being, and we're just completely changing?
I don't think so, because if you would like to additionally add in a clause where we also look at that, I'd love to see you come to my meeting and suggest that or placing it on the floor. But, you know, I think the goal of student government as a whole is to represent the student body. And, you know, I think we do that. And I think if we want to look specifically at diversity issues, that is definitely part of student government. Because different people's experiences inform how we're going to go through college. And a big part of that can come from the background. And with that, I would say it's very important. I would not say it's deceitful, that we're just doing away.
Senator Willis?
Senator Willis on campus caucus, how would you say this is distinct from what student services does for constituent affairs?
I would say that, you know, Chair Chu would speak more to it, is a lot more concerned with the actual admin side of it and like, working with them, I guess, like projects such as transportation or housing. Whereas this is more focused on the direction and asking how we set it, the student government as a whole can work to improve the student voting.
Senator Medvedev, is that right?
Senator of college engineering, for a student, I think the consensus is not that it's simple. It's more that some people would be uncomfortable with the fact that the verbiage of diversity, including equality on campus, number 3, what's the one that we removed. I think what people would be more comfortable with is in the second amendment says well-being and mental health on campus. Why can't we not add also along with diversity, inclusion, equality? Because I understand the purpose. The purpose is going to say it's in the spirit of it, and a lot more people will be more comfortable if we still include that.
Yeah, and that's the discussion. We also live in a post SB 17 world. In 2023, Texas State Legislature passed a bill that banned diversity and equity inclusion initiatives within public universities. And as student government association, we're a region of Texas State. And in my opinion, if we can still commit the same services that we're doing without a lot of stigma that comes behind DEI, then we can better serve students and so stuff.
I have Senator Wells.
Senator Wells, Office Engineering. I have a question specific to the one is the importance of this even relative to improve student well-being. One of the main reasons that we should decide about the reason why student focus is how lack of inclusion of things. So in removing the verbiage of diversity and inclusion in this bill, might that not have a negative effect on the optics of also student well-being and health?
I would disagree with that statement. And I would say that, you know, what we're looking at is to do the inclusion.
to improve mental things without having the stigma of DEI. That's a buzzword that gets thrown around a lot, especially within Texas when you're having administration who are pressured by certain groups and other people who are pressured by certain groups who may not want to interact with something as DEI. This makes sure that we can still, do our job and work with the university while still helping include students. Because ultimately, as Aggies, we are one big Aggie family. And, as being part of that Aggie family, you're all business together. You're already included in that Aggie family.
Speaker Senator Glover, off-campus topics, and to accept questioning by another 2 minutes.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is undebatable and amendable as to time and will require 2/3 majority vote. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to extending debate or questioning by 2 minutes? Seeing none, this motion does pass and it will be extended by 2 minutes.
You restate your question. So I was talking about how in the context of mental health.
Madam Speaker, point of order.
State your point.
Chair Chu, Student Services, the good senator did not ask for the preface before asking a question.
That's true, out of order. I have Senator Hargrove.
Senator Hargrove, College of Education and Human Development, question briefly preface.
Yes.
If the EDO would be so kind to scroll down to whereas 4 and 5. In there, you state the student senate should follow the lead of the executive branch, change the diversity and inclusion committee into a committee that focuses on overall student well-being while advocating for students who are most in need. The executive branch actually renames mission representation commission. How do you feel this is the same?
I feel like this comes in line with the vice president of student wellbeing. That would be the final part. Just kind of what I'm more suggesting here is, exact as move away from the language of diversity to representation. And this whole argument is kind of sort of the idea as making the argument is making further that we should move some of that official way instead of as and saying that.
Senator Hughes.
Senator Hughes on campus. On page 5, it says that the Harris Faculty Senate chair is scratched out. May I ask why this chair is no longer working with faculty senate?
But as I was saying earlier, that's faculty senate previously, it no longer does, as we told that.
Chair Kennedy.
Chair Kim, Academic Affairs, permission to briefly premise.
Granted.
You mentioned that this was as a result of SB 37. If what we're doing is not changing and it's just a name change, or are we still not in violation of SB 37?
That is ultimately, and it's actually SB 17, SB 37, it's just kind of back on there. But with the issue about, including, because I believe we can promote diversity, we can do it in an inclusive way without, kind of having the stigma of DEI. And you say, well, if we're doing the same thing, it's a violation of it. Well, I would argue that, having events that make people feel more included as Aggies, instead of, I guess, just specific broken down events, we really focus on the Aggie family and this spirit of Aggie land, then I believe that will not be a violation.
I have Senator Glover.
Senator Glover on campus caucus. So you speak a lot on having this passion for Aggies and also you're giving statistics about mental well-being and mental illness and people feeling psychological distress. How do you plan on, combating actual psychological distress? I mean, like clinical depression, anything along those lines? It seems like you're very.
Yeah, so as the student senate and as student government association, we serve.
Please wrap up in 1 sentence or less.
We serve as elected student body, therefore, we have a given that.
With that, the period of question and answer is now closed, and this will also be sent to the Rules and Regulations Committee. Alright.
Everybody, Optimus Caucus, I'm going to deviate the agenda to immediately hear from the executive.
Second.
Seeing, seeing that motion to suspend the rules has been made and seconded, it is undebatable and undemandable and will require 2/3 majority vote. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to hearing from our chief of policy? Seeing none, this motion does pass. It will come to the floor.
Howdy, Senate. Quick, sorry, I have something to get to. Carter wish he could have been here. He also had another event he had to be at. We're super excited to work with the Senate this year. We're actually working on our strategic plan right now. Once we have it finalized, we'll get it sent over here so you guys can see it. Make sure that we're working in tandem with all of the chairs. Chairs of committees, members of committees, please work with your exec counterpart, make goals together. We want to see you guys working together. Two really important things. University committee applications are open right now. You guys can be a part of those committees. You can encourage people to apply and be a part of those committees. Filling those committees with important, awesome people is really a main goal of ours this year. Is that people in those committees influence decision making on the administration level of Texas A&M in a very hands-on, tangible way. So please tell them to apply if you have friends that are interested in it. All of our executive committee apps that are open right now, we're really looking for talented freshmen to apply to those, kind of allow them to get involved in SGA their freshman year so that they can find other ways to plug in, and we can help kind of develop the next leaders of SGA. New faculty midnight yell is this Friday. If you're interested in coming, meet at 10:10 at the YMCA building. Then we're gonna walk over to Kyle Field together. We're super excited to welcome new faculty. College Station City Council right now, just to give you guys an update on SB 1567 and no more than 4, is working on some different parking regulations in response to SB 1567. We've got a great team that's super equipped, meeting with the city manager tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And we'll keep you guys updated on parking meetings and things like that. If we want to have you there, have involvement. Like I said, we are an executive branch committed to working with you guys. I was in the Senate. I love working with the Senate. We want to be above board and follow the code in every way possible. So if you guys notice something, you have questions, please reach out to me. Please contact me. Contact someone on our team. We really want to work with you guys and are super excited for the year ahead. And we'll get that strategic plan over to you guys as soon as possible. Thanks and give
With that, with that, chief of policy is now open. Wait for a period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for our presenter? I see Senator Willis.
Senator Willis on here to topic. Briefly, how do you explain the difference between the executive committees and what Senate does for those of us who are in the SGA?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So Senate obviously passes legislation, changes the code, all of those things. Our executive committees do not do that. They work in the purview of the executive committee. So each one's a little bit different. Each one kind of gets to decide what their committee looks like. For example, academic affairs, that one looks very different than the representation commission. The LR commission is going to be working on policy portfolios this year, working on really cool policy projects, hopefully passed in the next legislative session. So things like that. It looks different for every committee. But if anybody has questions, reach out to me. I can connect you to that executive member and they can share a little bit of their vision of what their committee is going to look like. But thank you, really good question. What else is helpful?
Do I see any other questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. Okay, with that, we will now move into more new business. We have Senate Resolution 7810, the Colby Brent Fisher resolution. Reminder that for our silver taps resolutions, they are ceremonial, read in full. So authors, please come to the floor and you'll read it in full. Will the author of this piece please come to the floor?
Howdy, this is the resolution for Colby Brent Fisher. Whereas silver taps is a sacred time-honored tradition at Texas A&M University that served as one of the final tributes the student body makes to the students who have passed during the months leading up to the service. And whereas the solemn tradition was established in 1898 to commemorate the life of Lawrence Sullivan Moss, and has been preserved for over a century to pay homage to those who have lost since. And whereas, as long as Texas A&M University continues to serve and educate those who walk the campus, silver taps will remain a pillar of the Aggie way of life. Therefore, let it be resolved The Texas A&M University Student Senate recognizes and commends those who took the time on Tuesday, September 2nd, to honor the members of our Aggie family we have lost, as well as those who have been, are, and will be involved in the preservation and regular facilitation of children. And let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M Student Senate gives its sincerest condolences to the families and friends of Kobe Brent Fisher, a student majoring in political science and minoring in cybersecurity, who was honored at Silver Tabs held on September 2nd at Academic Plaza. And let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Center remembers Kobe as a dedicated political science student, a loving son and brother, a person of immense kindness and generosity. Kobe's drive and passion proved to be evident in every job, whether it was at In-N-Out or at the volunteer fire department where he selflessly served his community. Beyond academics, Kobe was a man of God and a brother of Alpha Sigma Phi. His legacy of love, kindness, service, and preservation will continue to inspire those who need him. And let it further be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate joins the rest of the Texas A&M student body in honoring the life and legacy of Kobe Brent Fisher. For we are the Aggies are we. And let it further be resolved, a copy of this resolution will be sent to the family of Kobe Brent Fisher, Traditions Council, and the battalion.
Thank you. With that, our speaker is now open for 5-minute period of questions. Do I see any questions for a presenter? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. With that, we will now move into debate on this piece. We will begin with debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into our second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided, and we will now move into a period of voting on this piece. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the passage of SR 7810, the Colby Brent Fisher resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. With that, we will now move into the next one, which is SR 7811, Lindsay Cheyenne Webster resolution. Will the author of this piece please come to the floor?
This is a resolution of the members of Lindsay Cheyenne Webster. Whereas Silver Taps is a sacred time-honored tradition of Texas A&M University that serves as one of the final tributes the student body makes to students who have passed during the month leading up to the service, and whereas this solemn tradition was established in 1898 to commemorate the life of Lawrence Sullivan Ross and has been preserved for over a century to pay homage to those we have lost since, and whereas as long as Texas A&M University continues to serve and educate those who walk the campus, Silver Taps will remain a pillar of the Aggie way. Therefore, let it be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate recognizes and commends those who took the time on Tuesday, September 2nd, to honor the members of our Aggie family we have lost, as well as all who have been, are, and will be involved with the preservation and regular facilitation of Silver Taps. And let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate gives its sincerest condolences to the families and friends of Lindsay Cheyenne Webster, a pharmacy school student who was honored at Silver Taps held on September 2nd at Academic Plaza. And let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate remembers Lindsay Cheyenne Webster as a dedicated doctor of pharmacy, a fiercely loving mom, sister, and daughter, and a person of courage, passion, and grace. Lindsay was a trailblazer, pursuing her path to her doctorate by tutoring fellow students, working for the Alumni Association, and spending countless late nights with textbooks and coffee cups in hand. As maintained by her tribute, Lindsay was a fearless encourager, loyal advocate, and someone who consistently showed up for her family and friends for wins, big or small. Her legacy of love, tenacity, and care will continue to inspire those who meet her. And let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate joins the rest of the Texas A&M student body in honoring the life and legacy of Lindsay Cheyenne Webster. For we are the Aggies are we all. And let it be further resolved, a copy of this resolution to be sent to the family of Lindsay Cheyenne Webster, Traditions Council, and the top.
With that, our speaker is now open for a 5-minute period of questions. Do I see any questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, we will now move into debate on this piece. Beginning with debate for this piece, do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided, and we will now move into a period of voting on this piece. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the approval of SR 7811, the Lindsay Cheyenne Webster resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. With that, we will now move into the consideration of SR 7812, the Megan Avery Callahan Krejcar resolution. Will the author of this piece please come to the floor? Please state your name and caucus, and you will have 10 minutes beginning now.
Senator Westlake, caucus, health science.
Senator Coates on this conference. This resolution, this piece in memory of Megan Avery. Who is recognized in the Silver Taps Festival.
Whereas Silver Caps is a sacred time-honored tradition of Texas A&M University that serves as one of the final tributes the student body makes to students who have passed during the months leading up to this service. And
whereas this solemn tradition was established in 1898, memory to life of Lawrence Sullivan Ross, and has been preserved for over a century to pay homage to those we have lost since. And
whereas, as long as the Texas A&M University continues to serve and educate those who walk the campus, Silver Caps will remain a pillar of the Aggie way of life. And
therefore, let it be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate recognizes and commends those who took the time on Tuesday, September 2nd, to honor the members of our Aggie family who have lost, as well as all who have been, are, and will be involved with the preservation and regular facilitation of Silver Taps. And
let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate gives its sincere condolences to the families and friends of Megan Avery Callahan, a senior public health major who was honored at Silver Taps held on September 2nd at Academic Plaza. And
let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate remembers Megan as a dedicated public health student, a kind daughter and friend, and a person of great bravery and a joyful spirit. Her desire to give back to others led her to pursue a degree in public health and medicine, with the intention of becoming a nurse. Megan was known for her kindness to her family and others. Beyond academics, Megan enjoyed many things, from soccer to Formula One racing, participating in Omega Phi Alpha, and cultivating relationships with the people that matter most to her. Megan's legacy of joy, kindness, and perseverance will continue to inspire those who know her. And
let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate joins the rest of the Texas A&M student body in honoring the life and legacy of Megan. For we are the Aggies, and the Aggies are we. And
let it be further resolved, a copy of this resolution sent to the family of Megan Avery, Traditions Council, for this time.
With that, our presenters are now open for a 5-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for our presenters? Seeing none, we thank them for their time. With that, we will now move into debate on this piece. We will begin with debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece?
My name is Campus Center. I want to have myself, I don't. And I didn't believe it.
Second.
Seeing that a motion has been made and seconded, it is undebatable and amendable and will require a majority vote. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion does pass. Okay, we're still in the first round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we'll now move into the first round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We'll now move into a period of voting. Do I see any objections to the passage of SR 7812, the Megan Avery Callahan Page Card resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. With that, we will now move into the consideration of SR 7813, the Ming Dan Kai resolution. Will the author of this piece please come to the floor? Please state your name and caucus, and then you have 10 minutes beginning at howdy.
Senator Vogt, off-campus fabulous. Howdy.
Howdy.
This is the Indian Pact resolution, a resolution of remembrance of Indians who was honored at Silver Taps held on September 2nd, 2025. Whereas the Silver Taps is a sacred time-honored tradition of Texas A&M University that serves as one of the final tributes the student body makes to students who have passed during the months leading up to the service. And whereas this solemn tradition was established in 1898 to commemorate the life Lawrence Sullivan Ross, who has been preserved for over centuries, to pay homage to those we have lost since. And whereas, as long as Texas A&M University continues to serve and educate those who walk the campus, Silver Taps will remain a pillar of the Aggie way of life. Therefore, let it be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate recognizes and commends those who took the time on September 2nd to honor the members of our Aggie family we have lost, as well as all who have been, are, and will be involved with the preservation and regular facilitation of Silver Taps. And let it further be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate gives its sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Ming Yan Kai, a PhD agricultural economics student who was honored at Silver Taps held on September 2nd at Academic Plaza. And let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate remembers Ming Yan as a dedicated international student, a loving son, and a kind individual whose thoughtfulness and empathy touched the lives of many. His memory will continue to live on in the hearts of his family and all who had the privilege of knowing him. Let it be further resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate joins the rest of Texas A&M student body in honoring the life and legacy of Ming Dan Kai, for we are the Aggies are we. And let it further be resolved, a copy of this resolution will be sent to the family of Ming Dan, Traditions Council, and the battalion. With that, our presenter is now open for a 5-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for our presenter? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, we will move into debate for this piece. I will start with the first round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting on this piece. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the passage of SR 7813, the Ming Dan Kai resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. With that, we will now move into the consideration of Senate Resolution 7814, the Quinn Young Ching resolution. Will the author please come to the floor?
Seeing that the author is not present, we will have one of the sponsors come to the floor.
Senator Allen, Architecture and Fine Arts, howdy.
Howdy.
This is the Quinn Yongqing Stegall resolution, a resolution of remembrance of Quinn Yongqing Stegall, who was honored at Silver Taps, held on September 2, 2025. Whereas Silver Taps is a sacred, time-honored tradition of Texas A&M University that serves as one of the final tributes the student body makes to students who have passed during the month leading up to the service, and the solemn tradition was established in 1898 to commemorate the life of Lawrence Sullivan Ross, and has been preserved for over a century to pay homage to those who have lost since. And as long as Texas A&M University continues to serve and educate those who walk the campus, Silver Taps will remain a pillar of the Aggie way of life. Therefore, let it be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate recognizes and commends those who took the time on Tuesday, September 2nd, to honor the members of our Aggie family we have lost, as well as all who have been, are, and will be involved with the preservation and regular facilitation of Silver Taps. And let it further be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate gives its sincerest condolences to the families and friends of Quinn Yongqing Stegall, an incoming freshman architecture student who was honored at Silver Taps held on September 2nd at Academic Plaza. And let it further be resolved, the Texas A&M University Student Senate remembers Quinn Yongqing Stegall as a dedicated student, a loving daughter and sister, and a vibrant soul dedicated to helping others. Previously earning her associate's degree in engineering at Lynn College, Quinn was excited to continue her studies at Texas A&M this incoming fall. Her intellectual curiosity and passion for problem solving were evident to all those around her. Beyond academics, Quinn enjoyed playing soccer, origami, and spending her time in nature. She was distinguished by her devotion to service, a joyful spirit, and an unfailing ability to uplift those around her. Her legacy of love, optimism, and determination will continue to inspire those who need. And let it further be resolved, Texas A&M University Student Senate joins the rest of the Texas A&M student body in honoring the life and legacy of Quinn Yongqing Stegall. For we are the Aggies are we, and let it further be resolved, a copy of this resolution be sent to the family of Quinn Yongqing Stegall, Traditions Council and Battalion.
With that, our sponsor is now open for a 5-minute period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for the presenter? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, we will now move into debate on this piece. We will begin with the first round debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this piece. Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see any debate for this piece? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this piece. Do I see against this piece? Do I see any debate against this piece? Seeing none, it is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the passage of SR 7814, the Quinn Yongqing Stegall resolution? Seeing none, this piece does pass. With that, we will now move into a period of open session. The floor is now open for motions. Do I see any motions? I see Senator Hargrove.
Madam Speaker, Senator Hargrove, College of Education. I move to close it.
Second.
Being that a motion has been made and seconded, it is debatable and amendable and will require a majority vote. We will begin with the first round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the first round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate for this motion. Do I see any debate for this motion? Seeing none, we will now move into the second round of debate against this motion. Do I see any debate against this motion? Seeing none, this is the opinion of the chair that debate has become one-sided. We will now move into a period of voting on this motion. We will attempt to do this via general consent. Do I see any objections to the motion of closing open session? Seeing none, this motion does pass. With that, we will now move into a period of committee reports, beginning with Speaker Pro Tem Tucker. Do I have any questions for Pro Tem Tucker? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, we'll now move to our rules and regulations. Chair, do we see any questions for Chairwoman? I see Senator Honey.
Chair, Honey, Uplands Caucus.
Or chairwoman, where did you get that time?
I got this tie actually from my cousin. It's a Tommy Hilfiger tie. These are my high school colors. I got it as a high school gift, and I think it's a really awesome tie. I love your tie. Where'd you get it? Oh, permission back. I got it. Very nice.
It's cool. Senator Glover.
Senator Glover on campus office. What's your favorite song right now?
So I recently went to a Turnpike Troubadours concert a couple weeks ago, and I've really been loving the song "A Tornado Warning." How about it?
Do I see any other questions for the chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. With that, we'll now move into our student services chair. Do I see any questions for Chair Chu? I see Senator Vivanka.
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
What does your committee do to help with mental health?
So what we do mostly is. It's kind of hard to explain because it's like as you can tell from today, it's kind of a gray line between where they overlap. It's also a lot of communication issues as far as it goes from us with the actual staff, if you want to call them, or the actual university, like that part of the university. So I do have a contact there, but I've contacted them before, like last year, whenever this suicide prevention month came around, they wanted to collaborate with us. Reached out a couple times, never really got anything back, so. It's also just kind of hard, as you can also tell from the and from the student well-being study, that it's just a little bit hard actually targeting students, because sometimes students don't really want to come out and say that they're dealing with things. But yeah, hopefully we can do something about that within the session and with the new, if the act passes with that new chair. Thanks for the question.
I have Chair Kim.
Oh, Chair Kim, Academic Affairs. Permission to preface. I've noticed in multiple dining halls that things have gotten significantly better, including Dunkin' Dining Hall. I've noticed that you're biased. Did student services have any part to do with this?
I don't want to like claim the credit for it specifically on my behalf, but yes, like for the most part, student services committee did have a lot to do with that. Mainly just voicing our opinions and making sure that making sure that Aggie Dining knew what was going on. But also Aggie Dining got a new lead this past year, like this past year was his first, or I should say last year was his first year being the head of Aggie Dining. And he's done a phenomenal job, as you can tell. Thank you.
Chair Hurt.
Chair LR. Can you talk about the bus situation?
Yes, absolutely. So. The buses, there's a big thing going on with those right now. Essentially, a lot of the buses we have are super outdated and are super old, and they're also really expensive to replace. Whether that's through getting grants from outside resources. The other way that the main way is that we're getting funding is through transportation itself. The way that they make their money is strictly from the thing that they do as far as like game day parking or just parking registration. Tickets. What else? There's a couple different avenues of revenues that they have. But essentially, the university doesn't really allocate money for those new buses, so they're trying to figure out new ways of getting money. But yeah, that's essentially the main thing, although. From my meeting today, they did mention that that they have a grant in the works to get 8 new diesel buses. So hopefully that'll get started pretty soon.
Senator Maynard.
Education, I see the back in your same seat as last year. What are you kind of excited about in this new year? Like maybe they get to see.
I'm excited to embrace the role more fully and actually compound on what we've already done as a committee, which we've done some really good stuff already, but making sure that we're also kind of getting out there more and interacting with the student body. Hopefully that'll be able to happen.
And since like what the student services committee does is so broad, hopefully we can bring in some more people in the committee, but we'll see about that. Thank you for the question.
Senator Willis,
Senator Willis, on campus caucus, permission to preface.
granted.
Well, that's sorry. I've noticed a lot more construction around campus this in the last couple weeks, even beyond what's going on with the bus situation at the MSC. Do you know anything about that?
Which construction?
I know that there are permission back and forth and
Granted.
I know that there's some construction outside the physics building, and I know that there's been, I think there's been some landscaping.
I have a problem.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's other stuff that I haven't had hold of inside of campus, right, but.
So I don't know if most of y'all have noticed, but like on north side of the campus, it used to look really kind of dead, like there wasn't really much.
Please wrap up in 1 sentence or less.
Compared to the like south side of campus. But essentially the construction is just to expand, make it look prettier. Expand, make it, that's it, how much that I know.
We thank him for his time. With that, we will now move into our community relations chair. Do I see any questions for Chair Williams? Chair Hurd.
What color is your blazer?
I'm gonna be completely honest, one of my orders.
Point of order.
Point.
Senator Collins already makes the old good senator that didn't say his name.
That's true.
Senator Bradley.
Senator Riley, College of Engineering, what are you most excited about for this upcoming semester?
So at first, the thing I was most excited about was I was told that I get to go on a ride along around Northgate, to talk to the cops about why we should keep Northgate alive. But after this past week of school, after learning that it now takes me an hour to drive from my house to there to get to the parking lot, because the traffic that they're doing on or the construction that they're doing on Joe Route, I am most excited to go to the city council meeting tomorrow to voice my rage and opinions on why they waited all summer to construct them till right. I don't know what
Garrett Horton, rules and regulations, what color would you say your jacket is?
So as I was saying, I don't know how to dress myself, I literally, all my jeans are holes in them, so. Couldn't tell you, my friend brought me to H&M one day, was like, they have maroon jackets, and I was like, okay, this looks like maroon. When we walked out, I paid the $40 for it, she was like, that's not maroon. But I don't know what color it is, but I think.
Right.
Thank you.
Senator Hargrove.
I like to leave, I like the colors of the jacket, but I didn't.
Senator Collins already made school business, the good senator that didn't say his name.
Senator Adamek.
Senator Adamick, off-campus caucus, with the passing of Senate Bill 1567, have you heard anything from like the community about like how they feel about it, like compared to how we feel as students? I know we're all pretty excited that that's a thing now, no one before is done with, but how does people in the area feel, because Facebook has gotten pretty heated as I've seen?
As students, obviously, like you said, like, we're very happy about it, staff is very happy about it, and most of the on-campus people, like, when I was talking to off-campus student services, they were on our side, they were super happy about it. When you go to the city officials, they are not happy about it. This might just be my personal opinion, but I believe that this whole parking debacle that's going on is strictly out of rebuttal from this. No more than 4, so maybe that was unprofessional of me to say, that's just my opinion. They're not gonna like this year more than likely, but we'll see. Good to hear.
Do I see any more questions for our chair? Chair Hurd.
Chair Hurd, LR, can you elaborate a little bit more about parking situation?
Yes, so a lot of what they're doing is they're trying to crank down on stricter parking. They're wanting to make sure that we are both following their rules. They want to make sure we are more orderly about it, and ultimately, I think they're just trying to make a pretty penny off of us college students. So I'm definitely looking forward. I'm actually meeting with Ansley, Ansley Broadwell, our vice president of municipal affairs, College Station, and Bryce tomorrow. with Ross over at City Hall, and we're supposed to talk more about this, and I'll get a lot more information, get back to you on that.
Do I see any more questions for our chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. Legislative Relations Chair, do I see any questions for Chair Hurt? I see Senator Hargrove.
Senator Hargrove, College of Education and Youth Development. Do you have any updates for us for Lamar?
Yeah, so SB 1567 passed, so they moved there. If you're unfamiliar, that was the No More Than 4 legislation that student government passed, and we advocated with the LR Commission. I also want to say that Bryce hyped up the LR Commission. I highly encourage you to do it. I'm a part of it. Haley Johnson's amazing. So if you're interested in involving yourself a little bit on the executive side, but not in the official executive capacity, working with legislation. But besides that, we are working on a voter drive. As in talks that we've been having, we're going to have that towards the end of October, ideally. With my committee, we'll be planning on trying to get our community status.
Senator Vivanco.
You elaborate. Senator Vivanco. No. Okay. You elaborate on the bill that's being discussed, that we're looking at the letters, and it was.
Yeah, so there's two legislations that are sectioned in the bill, SB 17, which was passed 2 years ago, which forced Texas A&M University or University of Texas and other Texas systems across the state, or TUs, to be compliant within the diversity, equity, inclusion. So there's no allowance to promote diversity, equity, inclusion on the official university capacity. This does not impact student organizations. So when you see student organizations that are exclusively promoting diversity, equity, inclusion, they're completely compliant. It is only official university capabilities that are impacted. SB 37 was this passed over the summer. This again abolished faculty senate. But if you look at the Italian article that was written, I kind of agree with what the article said, that Texas A&M's faculty senate has always been an advisory council anyways, so it's not impacting their actual operations. Largely point what I talked to Chair Holton, was that academic affairs does not routinely work within in the past years. So there was no capacity there. We do not have some period.
Senator Steele.
Senator Steele off campus. Aside from the voter drive, is there anything else you're excited to be working on this following session?
We'll be working heavily with municipal affairs to getting our voter turnout for students, because if you want to be taken seriously as an advocacy group, we need to be able to vote in or out of office. So working heavily with Ainsley as well as with Bryce and all of the rest of the executive, working on our student strategy. I'll share more with our
Do I see any more questions for our chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. With that, we'll move into our academic affairs chair. Do I see any questions for Chair Kim? Senator Bizzoni.
Senator Bizzoni, College of Engineering. Chair Kim, what has academic affairs been up to this past summer?
This past summer, a lot, but the thing I wanted to bring up today was the AOC Dean's meetings that happen every other Wednesday. It happened throughout the summer, and I sat on one today. And I have, for all the academic college representatives or senators, kind of bad news. I've been informed today that academic probation, dismissals, and university suspensions are going to be delayed as a result of the academic calendar. I want to work out some details specifically just so I don't mischaracterize anybody. However, that's something that is going to be inconsistent based on the colleges, specifically with the College of Engineering and the College of Coals, whatever that stands for. So if I could speak to those senators directly so we can help figure that out and work through it. One other thing, one kind of more positive note that we discussed throughout the summer is, and I think last week it went through, is the Board of Regents recently voted to continue the freeze on tuition. So that's a big. But overall, I'll continue to inform the Senate on what happens in these meetings.
Senator Bradley.
Senator Bradley, College of Engineering. So kind of a clarifying question. Is that
what you mentioned about the meeting you sat in on today, is that because there's so many students that they don't have enough faculty to work through all of that? Or is it more of like an operational thing, or do you, I mean, just kind of your best opinion on it?
Yeah, I'll be totally honest, the academic operations committee has lots of, it has a lot, I think over 100 members in those meetings, and it's a Zoom meeting. So all sorts of things happen, and I really want to be careful not to mischaracterize anyone, but it seemed like, well, because student population has been capped, it didn't go up or down. It does seem like it was a scheduling of the academic calendar that was brought up a lot, because as of now, we want everyone to get their decisions on probation, dismissals, and suspensions out by the 23rd of December. But as you know, basically no staff will be here. So if you're a student that receives any of that, any kind of information like that, who do you reach out to? Right, you're kind of screwed. And Coles mentioned College of Ag Life Sciences, sorry. College of Ag Life Sciences mentioned that they intend not to get to those until after break. Which I don't know how that would factor into it, but they blame, I think everybody's currently mad at that.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, thank you so much.
Do I see any more questions? I see some, sorry, Chair Hurt.
Chair Hurt, hello. Any updates on how your international students, how colleges are dealing with current policies that were included by the federal government?
So I've seen lots of different headlines. I'm kind of working through them right now. I know it was mentioned over the summer, there's been some incidents where, I mean, one comes to mind where a PhD student was, I think there was 11 affected, but there was a PhD student who had some issues with their immigration status. As far as I know, he was a citizen or a permanent resident of the United States. So there's lots of advocacy going around that. That's just one case. There's lots of complications to do with that. Academic Operating Committee is aware of that. It just remains to be seen as we get through some of these new policies affecting students, international students. But as far as I know, relatively limited compared to our student body. But that's something that I don't have too much information right now, but actively tracking off.
Do I see any more questions for our chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. Constituency Affairs Chair, do I see any questions for Chair Bertel? I see Chair Williams.
Chair Williams, Community Relations. How does it feel to have officially reached UNC status as the longest serving senator?
You know, it feels good. I've been here a while. I feel like I don't even know what year it is. I've spent so much of my life here in this room. But you know, I'm excited to share my old man wisdom and have another awesome year.
Do I see any more questions for the chair? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. With that, we'll now move into a period of executive reports, beginning with our Chief Justice.
He's not.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Rayburn, in case you don't know me.
Look at cheaper basically.
State your point.
Under Harvard College of Education, did we get an EDO?
Did you what?
Did we skip?
We did skip the EDO. She'll go after him. Thank you. She's back hurt. You go.
Thank you, Allison. Very good. Anyways, guys, like I said, I'm Zach Rayfield. I'm Chief Justice for this year. If I know you, great. It's great to see so many friendly faces here. Not a lot going on in J-Court right now. Praise God. I'm cool to keep it that way if y'all are. But yeah, ultimately, not a lot's been moving. Early year, nothing, no elections even yet. So, other than that, we have a first meeting on Monday. It's exciting. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. I mean, not a lot going on, to be honest. So, yeah. Any questions? Or
Okay, with that, our presenter is now open for a period of question and answer. Do I see any questions for the Chief Justice? I see Chair Patel.
Chairman Patel, Community Affairs, how's judo class going? I'm sorry I dropped the class.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you dropped the class because I moved to the 3 p.m. section. So I didn't. It worked out in the schedule. It's going well. We did falls today. Like a lot of like I would demonstrate, but I did something professional. But like falling on your back and like yeah. I'm sorry to hear you drop, man. Wow.
Thank you.
See any other questions for the Chief Justice? Seeing none, we thank him for his time. With that, we're gonna circle back. She's on the next page, so I didn't see it. But do we have any questions for our EDO? I see Chair Hurt. Okay.
Pro Tem Tucker, College of Engineering. Do you have anything you want to say about the website?
Yes, thank you. Okay, so Martha and I have been working really hard on getting this website up to date and like looking better and just updated. With that being said, all of you within the next few days, please go look at your committee that you are on and make sure that your class year is correct. If it is not, please text me on Flare and let me know so I can get that updated as quick as possible and we can get that ready for now. Senator Bradley.
Senator Bradley, College of Engineering. How stressful was Rush?
Yes, let's see the words I want to say.
Okay.
It was incredibly stressful. Let me just say that. But go kind of throw what you know, which I'm super excited for. It's been great so far. The week itself was incredibly stressful though. A lot of temper. Senator Hargrove.
Senator Hargrove, College of Education Committee Development. What is our timeline for operations? When might we be able to confirm those?
Yes, so Speaker Jacino and I have actually been talking about that, and our current plan for the operations committee is to have the 5 fish aides that we're gonna be bringing on soon be our operations committee. Just to give them a little bit more to do and have them have a specific role so they know what's expected of them. And then within that, so they'll be on the operations committee under me and Martha, and then they will be put on other committees led by our committee chairs. So they will have responsibilities within that as well, but their main overview will be myself and Monica. Senator Ravanka. Any other questions for our EDO? Seeing none, we thank her for her time. With that, I will now cede the chairship to Pro Tem Tucker. The speaker will now deliver her executive report. Howdy, Senate.
Howdy.
So glad we're all back and that I'm finally able to talk on the floor. Thank you all for being here. This is a reminder that you need to get in the flare now. So if you haven't talked to Pro Tem Tucker, I will find you. Please, please, please go talk to her. This is how you get into your committee. And your committee will do all their communications for when their meetings are. You don't want to miss those because those are in absence. Some things to have on your calendar. Coming up in October, we're gonna do build, which I'm really excited about. That will just be like an opportunity for all of us to go out and do something with some of our SGA committees, which I'm really excited about. I'm also talking to the 12th can soon. I would love to do that. And if you guys have any ideas for us working with the SGA committees or anything else, I would love for us to broaden our scope of service. So let me know if you have any ideas there. And then finally, with legislation, everything needs to be turned into me by Sunday night with all of your sponsors and everything, so I'm able to send out the agenda by Monday. That makes sense? It will not be considered if it's not given to me through email. You can also email it to Pro Tem Tucker, us together. If we don't get it, it's not going on. That's all I have. The speaker is now open for a period of questions.
Senator Wolf on campus caucus. How relaxing was your summer?
Oh, it was really, it was awesome. It was not relaxing at all. I got to work at camp and have awesome campers for 11 weeks, and I also got to go to Austin for SEC exchange, where we got to meet with all of the SJs of SEC, which was so cool.
Back and forth.
Briefly.
What would you say the highlight?
I think seeing campers come back for a second year and getting to have them in a different role, I definitely loved that. I had one camper who came back in last summer, she was super sick,
I can't have to go home, but this summer should be the best she ever was smiling on, so that was definitely the highlight of it.
Do I see any more questions? Senator Steele?
Senator Steele on campus caucus. How's your day been?
Oh my goodness, what a question. My day's been very long. I have an 8 a.m. in Blocker and then another. Yeah, and I work in Solus, so that's a fun walk at 7:30. And then I had another class in the same classroom in Blocker right after that. And then they went home for lunch. And then went back to campus for another class in the same room in Blocker. So that happened. Then we had our meeting with the finance committee for our allocations, which went really well. Thank you to all of you guys, you've been awesome. And then preparing for Senate tonight, so yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
Do I see Senator Chair Hurt?
Hurt, LR. Are those poli-sci classes in Walker? Yep.
Changed my major, so.
Yeah.
Do I see any more questions? As there are no more questions for Speaker Jacino, I yield
the chairship.
the chairship back to Speaker Jacino. Okay, that was a little painful.
With that, we'll now move into a period of closing roll call led by Pro Tem Tucker. Do not pack up.
When I call your name, say howdy. SPP Mallory, SCC, Chief Justice Rayfield, Speaker Jacino,
Howdy.
Chair Wharton,
Howdy.
Chair Wright, Chair Kim,
Howdy.
Chair Williams,
Howdy.
Chair Chu,
Howdy.
Chair Patel,
Howdy.
Chair Hurt,
Howdy.
Senator Vaughn, Senator Yamaki Oporia, Senator Owen,
Howdy.
Senator Jackson, Senator Boyle, Senator, quiet down, please. Senator Attaway, Senator Dealey,
Howdy.
Senator Richards, Senator Schmidt, Senator Austin Williams, Senator Yost,
Howdy.
Senator Collins,
Howdy.
Senator Chesler, Senator Babanco, Senator Landon, Senator Smith,
Howdy.
Senator Wesley, Senator Ben Williams, Senator Long,
Howdy.
Senator Alvarez, Senator Burnside, Senator Hughes, Senator Cotson, Senator Willis, Senator Von Wilberfeld,
Howdy.
Senator Adamek,
Howdy.
Senator Barber, Senator Becker, Senator Brown,
Howdy.
Senator Clark, Senator Fleener, Senator Flores, Senator Garcia, Senator Glazer, Senator Glover, Senator Hall, Senator Hicks, Senator Honey,
Howdy.
Senator Kaiser, Senator Murray, Senator Pesic, Senator Pope, Senator Sanders,
Howdy.
Senator Hargrove,
Howdy.
Senator Maynard, Senator Roberts, Senator Nathan Williams, Senator Bissoni,
Howdy.
Senator Bradley,
Howdy.
Senator Cho,
Howdy.
Senator Dow,
Howdy.
Senator Medvedev,
Howdy.
Senator Shuck,
Howdy.
Senator Wells,
Howdy.
Senator Wu,
Howdy.
Senator Sanchez, Senator Sloan, Senator Steele,
Howdy.
Senator Stites, Senator Teets, Senator Vanderheiden, Senator Wilkins.
With that, this meeting is adjourned. Bye.